Alrighty. Random question of the day. What is the grossest thing you've ever done or needed to do?
Yeah. That's good. Dude, you're going to talk about poop, aren't you?
Well, I have poop stories. I have poop stories. I have puke stories. I got a couple things.
I have a puke story.
Okay.
I mean, I need to go first. You also have to answer really quick, too, okay?
I have to go first?
I'm not saying you have to go first.
I was gonna say.
You have to answer.
I will answer.
Okay. Because that's what guests do. So
Yeah.
Do you want to go first,
I'll
Brady?
go first. Yeah.
Okay, go.
I'll go first. I kind of explained it before we got started here today, but I'll tell the story about one time. I was in Arizona on Christmas break with my girlfriend and her family because her parents were missionaries to like a Native American tribe.
Okay.
There, and they were in where they lived. They're up kind of like 45 minutes away from the Grand Canyon, so kind of like northern Arizona. And my girlfriend's dad at the time, he was in seminary, and he had to go down to Phoenix for that. So we drove from like their house on a Sunday afternoon down to Phoenix, and we stopped. And so this is like a Sunday. So like after church, we got dinner at this Mexican restaurant, which it was like authentic Mexican food, which was delicious. But I got something I don't typically get when I go to an authentic Mexican restaurant. Okay, I got a steak quesadilla.
Oh, that's great.
It was. Okay. But I remember like when it got brought to the plate, I'm like, man, or sorry, when it came out to the table on the plate, I was like, man, this looks a little like extra bloody right now. And so I'm like, but you know what? Someone else is paying for it. I need to be kind, and I need to eat this whole thing. Okay, so I ate the whole thing.
Okay.
Before we get on the road, I started feeling my stomach getting a little like tight.
Torn up.
Yeah, I guess that's a good one. I say more with tight because I think I got a little bit of food poisoning. And so I'm like, so we stop at this gas station, and like without telling like anybody, I just run inside and get like some Pepto-Bismol, thinking, okay, this is like I'm gonna shoot this down real fast, and it's gonna be just fine. Like I can make this 3-hour drive. I'm just gonna guzzle it down. This is gonna be so fine. And so we're like, I don't know, an hour and a half, 2 hours into the drive, and I look at my girlfriend, and I'm like, hey, I think I'm gonna throw up. And
how do you broach that topic,
yeah,
right?
And it's like, so like her and I are like in the back seat, and like her dad's driving. And I can't remember what her dad's name is. That's how important it was. But I was like, hey, like, I think you need to pull over. I'm like, I'm about to throw up. And he's like, well, I can't pull over right now. Like, there's nowhere like to pull over. I'm like, dude, I don't care. Like, pull inside out. I'm like, this is coming. He's like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, all right, well, whatever. So I roll down the window, and we're on the interstate. He's going like 80 miles an hour, and dude, I just like let it, like,
Ooh.
dude. It's like chunks of quesadilla across the car, like just splattered on the side of the car. And I get done, and like her dad's like, okay, I guess we need to pull off, don't we? I'm like, yeah, we do. And so we get off, and I just like immediately like run to the bathroom.
Chunky salsa,
dude, and I come back out.
Pico de gallo.
I come back out, finding like my girlfriend like wiping the puke. And I was like, oh man, yeah. So I felt terrible and better all at the same time.
Yeah.
Like emotionally, I felt
just
bad.
once. All you did was throw up once.
That was it. I felt great. I had some saltines and some Gatorade after that, and I was right as rain.
Right as rain.
Right as rain, baby.
I've never heard that.
Dude, it was one of those things where it's like it needed to happen because there was no holding it in.
Gosh.
And so
that's a pretty solid girlfriend move.
Yeah.
Like,
real.
Good for her.
Good for her.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we got engaged too, and then we broke up. So
I have a story like that as well. So, we've talked about this. I didn't realize it was her.
Yeah, that was her. That was the one. That was the one.
Nice.
So that's a different podcast. Episode 8.
We got really good at proposing, didn't we?
We did. So good.
Oh, gosh. Oh, man. You want to go or you want me to go? Should we play rock, paper, scissors to see?
I mean, mine's not that great. So
Okay.
maybe you should end it with yours. So it's better. Better
All right,
ending.
that's fine.
It's really terrible. But like, I didn't have many gross experiences. So like one time me and Mia, which is my stepsister, we did like a challenge to like, we had to give each other gross things to eat. And she once made me eat a whole bunch of baby food and a spoonful of mustard.
Oh.
And I...
With the baby food?
Yes.
Oh, child.
And I hate mustard.
Okay.
I
Just
hate
like yellow
mustard.
French's kind of thing?
Like straight yellow mustard.
Just a big,
right,
not
right.
even like the little spoons, like the big spoons.
A big baby spoon?
Yeah.
Or a baby
It was huge.
food spoon?
And I hate mustard, and I didn't throw up, but I spit it all out into the trash, and it was gross, and I almost did throw up. But it's not gross.
Was it
Just
like,
imagine you like going like that.
was it Gerber baby food?
I don't remember.
For those
was
who wonder,
years.
we're in Fremont, Michigan.
Yeah.
the home of Gerber Baby Food.
Yes.
So,
I
yeah.
don't know. It was
So
years ago.
random,
I was
too.
like
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
9.
You know, you should be thanking the Lord for your experiences and how that's the worst of your experiences.
know.
Yeah, for real.
I don't want to sound depressing, but they're coming. Like, it's
Yeah.
something will outdo that story.
Right.
No mustard still to this day, huh?
No.
No.
I mean, I'll eat it in like Sloppy Joe's because you can't really taste it.
Oh, sure. But, like,
But-
Mustard and sloppy joes?
squirts of...
You didn't know that?
I didn't know. Not in my family.
I'd say some
What?
recipes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to try that.
It's like ketchup and barbecue sauce and
Well, I knew that.
mustard.
I've done that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, down mustard mix in there. Okay.
Neat. Mine's a food story for sure. And I was at an event, I kid you not,
Yeah.
in Kentwood, Michigan.
Let's go.
It was at Kentwood Community Church. They were hosting. It's not Kentwood Community Church's fault. But I was at a pastor's event.
This is why you get instead of bad.
Oh no, it's bad. Like the health department got called. It was so bad. It was a
What?
pastor's event. I don't know. There's probably a couple hundred pastors, and they catered in. I don't know whose decision this was, but they catered in KFC.
Oh,
And
man,
so-
the Colonel?
Oh yeah, the Colonel. He did not treat us well. Did not. And at some point, food temperatures were just off.
Yeah.
And the health department ended up having like 50 or 60 interviews with people. And what they eventually
so bad.
narrowed it down to
Yeah.
was it was the people who went back for seconds, which obviously I was in that,
Oh, dude, I would have
round.
been. KFC bar? Let's
and it
go.
was the people who grabbed coleslaw. And so the coleslaw went rancid. And I remember hearing about some people getting sick, and I was like, oh, that's a bummer, you know?
Yeah.
And then we had friends over, and while they were over, I was like, this isn't going to be good. I don't know why, but I feel like I'm going to barf.
Yeah.
And so I remember like going in the bathroom, I barfed, and I was like, come out, and I'm laughing. And I was like, what was that? And then like 10 minutes later, I was like, I gotta go back. And our friends were like, we're gonna leave now. Like immediately.
It's just food poisoning, guys, I promise.
And so, yeah, but I didn't know what was
It's not
happening.
contagious. Yeah.
And so they leave, and that night, I mean, this is why I was like, just once, Brady? You only threw up once?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, this was like this was an endeavor. Like, it just kept coming and coming. And we had a bathroom. Our house was built in 1890. We had one bathroom downstairs, and our bedroom was upstairs. So I'm in our bedroom, and I'm like, oh no, it's coming.
Here it comes.
Oh no. And so middle of the night, it's like 1 or 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
Like another like round of heaves come. And so I get to the landing of our stairs.
Another round of heat.
And I get to the landing of our stairs, and I just can't hold it.
Yeah.
And I just projectile vomited all the way down our stairs. All the way. And it was like a narrow 1890s level staircase where like there were no building codes. It was dangerously steep.
Yeah.
And just puked everywhere. It was all over the stairs and the walls. And then you have to get down. Like I'm still going.
Did you slide down or just like...
I slipped down. I broke my tailbone,
Oh,
man,
gosh.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Megan, help. And so I'm in the bathroom just puking my guts out. And
Yeah.
then just like your girlfriend, Megan actually ended up cleaning it up. Because my wife is amazing.
Yeah.
I'm super thankful for her.
Sure.
But that's a real story. I was like a child. You know when like children just puke everywhere?
Yeah.
Like you're like, why? How is this happening?
What is
It wasn't.
happening?
I wasn't a child. I was a grown adult with like a child at the time. Yeah. It was rough. Man. Yeah. Anyway, well, those are fun stories.
Yeah.
I always feel like at some point there's like listeners who are like, is it always gonna be a gross thing that happens? Like always.
Well, that was the question. Like, it was a gross thing.
It's
So,
true,
yeah,
but I feel like stuff comes up all the time. No pun intended.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna keep going.
Vomit it up
good.
my mouth here.
Yeah.
So.
This is like an unfiltered group,
Yeah, it
and
really
we're
is. We're
this
okay
is a
with
safe
this.
place to talk
Yeah,
about stuff,
right. Right.